final audited statements for the Petroleum Company of Trinidad and Tobago, or Petrotrin, have not been presented to Parliament's Public Accounts Committee to date. Chairman of Heritage Petroleum Company Limited, a subsidiary of Trinidad Petroleum Holdings Limited, Senior Counsel Michael Quamina, explained why those statements remain outstanding.
The transitioning and restructuring of Petrotrin has posed significant challenges for the auditing of the financial statements. The establishment of the group and the split of assets was exceptionally complex for several reasons, and it took a considerable amount of time to address these matters. Further, for obvious reasons, a primary focus was placed on the initial reorganization of the debt and its subsequent transfer from TPHL to Heritage, which was critical.
TPHL refers to Trinidad Petroleum Holdings Limited, which has 4 subsidiaries: Heritage Petroleum, Paria Fuel Trading Company, Guaracara Refinery, and Petroleum Company of Trinidad and Tobago.
This was a layered and intricate matter which included dealing with foreign regulators and was successfully executed, as you know, in May of 2022. In parallel to the reorganization of the debt, the split of the assets and the transfers from Petrotrin to Heritage, Paria, and Guaracara had to be accompanied by physical asset verification exercises, counts, supporting valuations, and given the volume, nature of the assets, and time lost due to, amongst other things, the COVID pandemic, there were significant delays in completing the review.
Heritage's chairman is referring to Petrotrin's US $850 million debt.
Following the verification exercises, agreements had to be refreshed and financials updated, including in those updates with the reconciliation and resolution of the intercompany balances. This could not be completed without the completion of the reorganization of the debt, along with the asset transfer reconciliations being done and updated.
Mr. Quamina shared some pertinent information on Petrotrin.
Finally, and more specifically to Petrotrin, there were difficulties in completing the Petrotrin financial year 2019 audit, as supporting documentation to verify the financial statements were difficult, if not impossible, to locate, and if located, were in many instances incomplete.
He added that amidst these concerns, Petrotrin's management was also responding to legal matters and claims, negotiating settlements, and resolving other asset intercompany matters.
Finally, financial audits were prioritized with the reviews of the operational entities, Heritage and Paria. I repeat, the operational entities, and those were conducted first given the requirements of the credit agreement dated 5th of May 2022. The external auditors were also limited in respect to the resources to concomitantly complete the reviews of all the entities, as well as an independent third-party consultant had to be engaged to complete dismantlement calculations, which is both a lengthy and complex exercise.
Mr. Quamina noted there are other matters outstanding regarding Petrotrin.
Issues in relation to Petrotrin have resulted around A, still verification of debts owed to suppliers, and the auditors being satisfied that those debts are firstly verified and in fact accurate. And secondly, in relation to, I think the only outstanding matter now in relation to Petrotrin has to do with dealing with the tax liability.
Heritage Chairman concluded by noting there are very few other matters which remain outstanding.
So there would have been taxes that were not paid by Petrotrin, and those up until this point in time by the accountants have been treated in a certain way, and the auditors have a concern as to how that is being treated, and that is now requiring us to communicate with the Ministry of Finance to resolve. And I think, as far as I am concerned, subject to correction, that is the last issue that needs to be resolved so that the Petrotrin financials can be completed and submitted.
I am Terry Ann Brown Campbell, and this is Evolving Energy.